Hello students, so I am going to start the last topic of this chapter 1, which is electronegativity. Okay, electronegativity, the last periodic property as well as the last topic of this chapter 1. What is electronegativity? I have already explained you when I was explaining the polarity. The topic polarity when I was explaining is in class 9th. Then many times I told you about this property of electronegativity. So it is a property in which the atoms are showing tendency to attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself. Okay, so whenever the covalent bond is formed, you know the covalent bond is formed by sharing of electrons. Here you can see the chlorine molecule. Okay, when two atoms of chlorine, they form a covalent bond, they share a pair of electron between them. Okay, so this is a covalent bond by sharing one pair of electron. So once the bond is formed, then automatically these two atoms will start giving a force of attraction for this pair of electron. So it is a tendency given by each atom which are bonded through a covalent bond to attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself. For example, this chlorine atom is attracting the shared pair of electron towards itself. Same, this chlorine atom is also attracting the shared pair of electron towards itself. But as both the atoms are of same element chlorine, the force of attraction given by both the atoms are same. So if the same force of attraction is applied from both the side, it means the shared pair of electron will remain exactly at the middle without shifting to any side, because both the sides the force of attraction which is applied is same. Is it clear? That's what I explained you in 9th class. That is a difference between polar and non-polar covalent compounds. That's why you can call this molecule non-polar. Why it is non-polar? Because there is no shifting of shared pair of the electron. It remained exactly at the middle. However, if you consider another example of HCl, HCl also is formed by covalent bond. A pair of electron is shared between hydrogen and chlorine atoms. Now once the bond is formed, electronegativity is the tendency, it starts after the formation of covalent bond. Once the bond is formed, now both these atoms, hydrogen as well as chlorine, they will start attracting the shared pair of electron towards itself. Hydrogen is showing the tendency to attract the shared pair of electron. Chlorine is also showing the tendency to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. So, but the force of attraction applied by these two different atoms is not same, because electronegativity also depends upon two factors, the atomic size and nuclear charge, that I will explain you later. So due to smaller size and more nuclear charge, chlorine is having more stronger force of attraction for this pair of electron. So this pair of electron will slightly shift towards chlorine, thereby giving it partial negative charge, and it will be away from hydrogen, thereby giving it partial positive charge. That's why polarity arises in this compound, and that's why this type of covalent compound is called polar covalent compound. Okay, so polarity was a topic which I explained you in class 9th with electronegativity. Again, coming to the definition of electronegativity, what is electronegativity? It is tendency to attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself. Okay, and yes, this is the tendency which is shown after the formation of a covalent bond. I have explained you with two examples, chlorine and HCl. Now coming to the factors on which electronegativity depends. Okay, same two factors are responsible, atomic size and nuclear charge. Coming to the first factor, atomic size. How can you explain that electronegativity also depends upon atomic size? Yes, of course. Smaller the atomic size, more stronger will be the nuclear pull and higher will be the electronegativity. If the atom is small in size, it means its nuclear force of attraction is very strong. So they will attract the shared pair of electron with more stronger force of attraction. So electronegativity will be higher. So if you compare the size of elements in the periodic table, fluorine is found to be the smallest element. because it belongs to 17th group and present at the top. So it is the smallest element, that's why it has highest electronegativity. So fluorine always give the strongest force of attraction or shows the maximum tendency to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself due to its smallest atomic size. Okay, then second factor is nuclear charge. Of course, higher the nuclear charge, more will be the force of attraction and higher will be the electronegativity. Okay, very clear. If more the nuclear charge, more will be the tendency to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. Now coming to trends of electronegativity down the group. What you know about the atomic size? Yes, of course. On moving down the group, atomic size increases. If atomic size increases, then nuclear pull will decrease. And if nuclear pull is not strong enough to show this tendency, then of course the electronegativity will decrease. So if the force of attraction is weak, then of course the tendency to attract the shared pair of electron will also decrease and electronegativity will decreases in going down the group. Now coming to electronegativity across the period. Whenever you move across the period, atomic size decreases. If atomic size decreases, of course the nuclear pull will increase. So more stronger nuclear pull will attract the pair of electron more strongly, or it will show more tendency of attracting the shared pair of electron. So the electronegativity will be higher.